Hmm. Sorry, guys. Just bear with me for 1 second. Right, welcome back after the winter break we've just had with GFRL. I hope all of you had a nice holiday, and for those of you that enjoyed Christmas or celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. Also, Happy New Year from the entire GFRL team. It's good to be back, and I hope you lot are as excited as I am to watch the Monaco Grand Prix. It has not happened in GFRL since Season 1, because it taught us that no one can drive. Let's see if it teaches us the exact same thing. We only have 14 drivers today, however, you know, I think that's for the best, bearing in mind we're going round Monaco, and, you know, not many people can drive around Monaco for 39 laps very well, and, yeah, I just hope this goes well. It's been a while since I've commentated again. It's been about a 2-week break, so I do apologise. I think it's only been, yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. So yeah, I apologise if I'm a little rusty, and yeah, let's get straight into it, shall we? And our last race was in, God, I can't remember. It was in Imola, in Italy, at Emilia Romagna, and we had a first-time winner, Blackberry Hall, our championship leader, nonetheless. So it's really exciting to see this driver evolve as they have done over the past few seasons. It's really interesting. I mean, we've got Domi here today, and Domi really needs to step it up. He's had an unfortunate few rounds this last year at the end, and I'll tell you what, so has, do you know what, no, he's not with us. We do not have a Felix 1 with us today, so it's honestly, our guys at the front today will probably be Domi, Luca, and Blackberry, I reckon. Also, just File, most likely, because he always seems to squeeze himself into the front. Now, by popular demand, I've been told that I'm not very good with my camera work when it comes to racing, so I'm going to try and improve on that today, because sometimes I'm not great at covering all of the battles. And do you know what? I can understand that, because maybe you're a driver at the back who's not often at the front, who had an amazing race. Well, not necessarily amazing points-wise, but had a really good battle. So I think that these sort of drivers that don't score many points very often and aren't very good do deserve a bit of screen time. I'm not trying to be harsh there. It's just drivers who aren't necessarily at the front of the grid, like Blackberry, making a name for themselves. So they do deserve a bit more screen time. I should know. I was one of those drivers. So, I mean, I scored points on occasion, but I was never at the front. So you know, you do deserve a bit more than you get. Because sometimes, I mean, I can't think of many times I've gone to the back of the grid this season and recorded a fight, but we are going to have the Mercedes of is it Domi? Domi is going to be our first driver across the line if he doesn't let anyone past. So we're on board with Domi a lot. Let's get on board with Mihai, who, in typical Mihai fashion, has invalidated their lap. We have Luca alongside Mihai, obviously, in Alpine. Ooh, I was getting very close to the Haas driver. In Haas today, we've got a reserve driver, HT Index. I'm just going to call him Index to make things a bit simpler. But let's get on board. Do you know what? Let's get on board with the reserve driver. Let's see how good they are at GFRL, because obviously we have no idea what their sort of performance is going to be like. And this is our first sort of bit of representation of how they could be. So far this lap's been fairly alright. However, very, very heavy on the brakes there. There was a bit of locking from not only him, but the car in front. It's gone a bit wide through the hairpin, which will have made his lap lose some time. Anyway, he's going through the tunnel now. And this chicane it's adamant that you get it perfect, because honestly, messing that corner up can mean total failure, because you can knock it into the barriers, as I think Luca has there. He's made a mistake on his lap. Index has gone fastest in the middle sector right now. However, is it going to be enough to set... Oh, God. I don't think it's going to be good enough to set a lap that's going to remain quickest. Do you know what? It will remain quickest for now. However, he did hit the barriers earlier, and I'm in game chat, so I'm going to go to party. Sorry, I forgot about this. I didn't realise I was in game chat for a second. I do apologise. I've probably distracted all the drivers. There we go. So yeah, this should be fine now. I hope you guys can still hear me. I'm just going to give it a good old look, see. Brakes there, E. Brakes there, E. Yep, alright. So, we're good. And, yeah, sorry for saying so many times. It's been a while since I've commentated, of course, so it's you do say a lot whilst you're getting back into things. Anyway, Aiden had a good lap for a second there, and Gabri had put it on provisional pole, but it's Index now who's stuck it on provisional pole, and Shazad has retired. Unfortunate for him. Probably, it looks like he's crashed in the chicane there. Can we get on board with Oscar, see what happened? No, I don't think we can. Wouldn't be surprised if he just hit that barrier on the edge there. Anyway, whilst I've been talking, Luca has gone on to provisional pole right now. Oscar's on a lap, and I think it's an in-lap here because we're already in 122, and it is. Let's get on board with Blackberry, our previous winner in Imola. Let's see what sort of a lap Blackberry can show us today. Already going fastest in that middle sector, taking the Monaco hairpin fairly well. A little bit of locking up, however this could be just a bit of lag or a desync, or just the game being a pain in the arse as it normally is. Anyway, going through the tunnel here today, we have Blackberry going right into the chicane and clearing the Haas. It was good that the house got out of the way quickly, because if you park yourself in the middle of the road, it can be a pain for other drivers, of course. Anyway, we've got Prix coming into the final sector now, about to set his lap. He's gone fastest in the first 2 sectors. Is he going to go quicker than Luca? Let's see where Prix is on the board. And it's provisional pole by 0.2 of a second. We still do have 10 minutes left of this qualifying session though, so, you know, anything can change. We've got Domi on an out lap, but let's get on board. Oh, we've got a Ferrari driver. Reserve, Ho, in the number 5 Ferrari. Last time we saw a number 5 Ferrari, Sebastian Vettel was driving it, and it wasn't doing too good, because that 2020 season was pretty horrific. We don't like to think that exists, well, Seb fans don't. Anyway, Ho into the pits. Mihai yet to set a lap, along with Domi. Let's get on board with me. You know, you try not to make fun of certain drivers, but there's people like this, and you just can't refrain. Anyway, moving on. We have Domi on his lap right now, going through the tunnel and into the chicane. Very clean and tidy through there. Took that very tight, went right over the curbs. Let's see how he goes through into the pool section. Very good, very quick, very fast. He's gone fastest in the second sector. Don't know about the first because I did miss it. However, the rest of this lap has looked absolutely fantastic. Without a doubt, this will go on to pole. And it's a 109. That's pole, well, provisional pole by 0.5 of a second. Very well done to Domi. As always, a top-class driver. Anyway, Josefile also on a lap right now. They've gone fastest in the second sector too. Very quick through the pool section there. That was incredibly fast. He really needs to slow it down and regain that car's control, because he was honestly flying through the middle section there. He's actually hit the wall. He's put it P3. Well done, Josefile. That was a fantastic lap. Genuinely fantastic lap, that. Oh, that last sector. So quick through there. So quick through that third sector. That was some Max Verstappen style stuff there in Monaco. Brilliant. Anyway, we've got Lucas sliding there round the corner. We've got Pablo's joined the game. Don't exactly know who Pablo is. We've got Luca locking his tyres on almost every corner here. Right, again, going into the tunnel at Monaco, an iconic part of the track. In fact, I don't know a part of this track that isn't iconic. Getting very close to the barriers there. Let's hope that he doesn't have a meeting with Barrier. He's slipping and sliding all over the place, but he's still gone fastest in the second sector. That was great through the pool section, and this AlphaTauri really needs to get out of his way if he wants to set a good lap. I think there was a bit of desync there, because I saw that AlphaTauri reappear in front of Luca. Luca's stuck it on provisional pole. All of that sliding and locking has meant nothing, because he's smashed it out of the park and he's stuck it on provisional pole by 0.2 of a second. Well done, Luca. Let's get on board with Iwe, because Iwe's high up the grid right now. I think he's definitely on an in-lap. Do you know what? Let's switch to Gabri, because Gabri looks like he is on a lap, and he's flying right now. You see a bit of a scraping from under the car on the track there. A bit of smoke appeared, but it should be fine. Cars don't catch fire in this game. Very quick through that, into that final sector, round the final bend, onto the straight, pedal to the metal, DRS open, all of his ERS you can possibly use. I don't think there's an improvement there. Unless I'm being a dumbass and he was on his outlap. But no, I just don't think he's improved. Leon's on a lap right now. He's the Aston Martin in the front. So far out of the two teammates, 9 and 10th for them. So that was the best chicane I've ever seen in the world. He took it so cleanly there, so smooth. Honestly, he clipped that curb so well. Never seen anything like it. Anyway, I would not be surprised if he's on an in lap. Yep. Got a Ferrari about to show us what red means. I don't know. Ferrari round Monaco. This better be good. Very, very clean and tidy. Turn 1. Anyway, going through into the second sector now. Very quick so far on this lap. It's looked pretty tidy, pretty clean. Not the fastest we've seen today. Still a good lap though. Right, going into the tunnel in Monaco. Absolutely iconic, an amazing bit. Only thing I wished was that these cars were V8 so we could hear them scream like they used to through that tunnel, because it used to be magical going through there. Went a bit deep into that chicane and looked a bit untidy in this final bit. However, this third sector looks pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. It hasn't looked clean, however it's looked quite quick. Looking quick isn't always the best thing though, so yeah, that's P10. It was an alright lap for the Ferrari, bearing in mind where they're normally fighting. It's pretty good. Got EJ in the Red Bull, our only Red Bull today. We don't normally have Red Bulls in a GFRL at the front of the grid anyway. It's just not the done thing. Anyway, we've got Domi on a lap. In fact, he's gone quickest in the second sector. Will not be surprised if it's going to be a third right now. Amazing driver. Let's see what Domi can do. Is he going to go quicker than Luca? He does, by Jesus Christ, almost 0.6 of a second. In fact, just above 0.6 of a second. What a brilliant lap from Domi. I saw him do a little dance there with his car weaving from side to side. I would be dancing too if I set that lap. What a brilliant lap there. We've got Index hitting the wall in his Haas, taking off his front wing. He was on a lap. He's just copped it up, I'm afraid. Pablo Sanchez. Guessing it's a reserve driver. We've got a few reserve drivers today. Pablo, Ho and Index. Obviously Domi on his in lap. We haven't got many people on a lap right now. Who we do have on a lap is Leon. However, I think he might be doing another lap because he has not enabled his ERS and he's kind of just driving about. This will probably be our last run of qualifying. Let's get on board with Pablo. They haven't set a lap yet. We don't know what they're like. Still 100% ERS. I reckon there's going to be 2 out laps for some drivers here. In fact, fastest in the first sector with no ERS. We could have a slight glitch here. In fact, I think we do, because everyone's got 100% ERS, and that's a lie if I've ever heard one. Anyway, there we go, 97% ERS. I don't know, looks pretty good. We've just seen some ERS dipping there. Yeah, I reckon drivers are going for another lap. Anyway, Leon's on a hot lap right now. Let's see what they can do. A 1:40 out lap. Must have been taking it very slow. Just clipped the barriers there. Not great, especially in these new gen handling mechanics and new gen tyre mechanics, because brushing the barriers does significantly wear your tyres. Leon, fastest in the first sector. Where's he gonna put his car? Because Leon's a pretty good driver, and we do see him at the front occasionally, and I wonder if this is going to be a track where we see him scraping his car along the track there. Ooh, he's honestly on the limit here. Ah, into the barriers. He's going to be devastated about that. He was properly on a lap there. Let's go to someone else. Do you know what? No, let's stay on with Leon for a minute. He's really going to be gutted about that. That's seriously unfortunate for him. We've got some drivers being held up at the back. Oh! We've got the Alpha. Oh, we got a big crash here. At the back, Pablo out of the session. Domi hitting the other drivers. The Alfa Romeo, and Blackberry almost getting caught up in it there. However, Blackberry's going to cross the line now to finish. Luca, one of the only drivers able... Oh, Jesus Christ, Luca, this is quick. Holy hell. I've never seen something go this quick around Monaco. It's genuinely amazing, that. Oh my word. Anyway, let's see him cross the line. I won't be... It's not. Jesus Christ. With a final sector that quick, I'm sorry, I do not know how he... I mean, to be fair, looking at the difference in the gap, there is nothing between that. In fact, Blackberry is almost an entire second off. Don't know if he's had just a poor qualifying, or it's just not one of his strong suits, this. But Joseph File sticking it into P4. Can't say I'm surprised. Joseph File is that driver who's almost at that sort of area in their career where they're looking for their first win. Ooh, sorry. Joseph File will not be starting P4. They will be starting P3. Because I was not paying attention there, and they've just, gone and done a 109.6. Anyway, that's all of the cars here in GFRL that have done their laps today, and Domi is our pole sitter here in Monaco. I am not surprised one bit, to be fair, because Domi honestly just drives like a bit of a robot, a bit like Max Verstappen in this league. Absolutely dominant, and he needs to get somewhere this weekend because he's been a bit down lately, not emotionally or mentally down, just he's been down the grid, and just not been able to perform due to incidents. Anyway, this is our starting grid for today. All 14 drivers. In fact, do we have any more? 15 drivers. Shazad and Pablo not setting laps. Pablo being caught up in that horrible incident there. Very unfortunate. But yes, this is our starting grid for today. Domi, Luca, Joseph File, Blackberry, Index, Gabri, Aiden, Eweg, Leon, Ho, Oscar, EJ, Mihai, Pablo and Shazad. Let's see what Monaco can give us today. I will not be surprised in one bit if we have a safety car, because number 1, it's Monaco, and number 2, it's GFRL. Apparently we like safety cars. Well, at least the first 3 races of the season have showed us we like safety cars. So, without a shadow of a doubt, let's get onto that starting grid. Let's watch those lights go out, and let's see how this is. And let's hope that that was just the first part of qualifying and the only part of qualifying, and the settings have been done correctly, because, you know, I don't want to have just said all of that crap and go into a second part, qualifying. I genuinely don't know who's gonna win here today, because, you know, it's we haven't had, have we had the same winner even once this season? Because anyway, it's lights out and away we go here in Monaco. Domi has got a good start and he is ahead. Going and looking at the back of the grid, Mihai cutting that corner there. He's going to have to hand that position back. No contact into turn 1. What a surprise. Blackberry Hall's made. Oh, we got a big crash at the back there. Shazad has caught up with the Alfa Romeo. That's not good. And we have a safety car. Oh no, was that Mihai? Oh no, it was Mihai for cutting a corner and gaining a position. I won't be surprised if that is fought for, because, you know, that it did look like the Alfa Romeo and the Alpine cut the corner, and it wasn't just the Alpine, so he didn't really have much of a choice there. But, you know, anyway, that didn't look very good. We've had a slightly chaotic lap, an opening lap, with a DNF from the AlphaTauri driver of Shazad, crashing into the Alfa Romeo there. I think I just saw a bit of debris get scattered across the track. Anyway, let's get some position changes up. Gabri has unfortunately lost 2 positions on his opening lap, jumped by Eweg and Aiden. However, that could just be him taking it a bit more relaxed than normal, because it's important to go a bit more careful here in Monaco. We've got Ho into the pits along with Pablo. There was definitely some contact with drivers on that opening lap. Definitely a front wing was lost, as you could see some debris flying about. We've got Josefile, who lost a position on that opening lap as well, to Blackberry Hall, who was able to get right ahead. Mihai's actually retired from the session now. That's unfortunate for him. I don't think that 5-second time penalty will be fought for then. Anyway, Blackberry, well done to getting that position made. And Domi's actually lost a position to Luca on that opening lap. And the Alpine driver looking for their first win. I'm pretty sure it's their first win of the season. It's definitely a deserved win, because Luca has been looking for it for a while. Let's see. Obviously, safety cars ended, sorry. Kind of forgot to announce that. Anyway, standings. So, nope. Wrong league. Apologies. I was looking at the wrong standings. If we go to the standings here, unfortunately we're not counting the wins. We haven't got points from each race. Anyway, we've got Blackberry leading the championship right now with 53 points. Very well done to Blackberry right now. He has shown effort to stick his Mercedes into the front of the grid. He's been probably one of the most consistent drivers this season, scoring in the top 3 almost every weekend. And we've got Domi, who's not had as much of a consistent season. 37 points on the standings compared to that of Luca, who has 49. Obviously, Blackberry P1, Luca P2, Domi P3, Joseph File in P4, 27 points. However, Luca doing his best right now to take that championship lead away from Blackberry, as the fight is definitely on between these three, and Domi definitely needs to start getting ahead of these two drivers if he wants to put himself back into this fight. However, Luca has absolutely started to gap Domi, and Domi has started to gap Blackberry. In fact, the top two are around 3 seconds away from P3, and yes, it's definitely looking like the fight is going to be between these top two, and Blackberry is going to be a bit slower, unless no, it's definitely not a pace thing. Blackberry is on the medium tyre. Joseph File on the Joseph File locking up, cutting the corner, getting the 3 second time penalty. But yes, Luca, of course, in the lead, doing so well there. I really think that lead is up to the soft tyre right now, and we have a safety car, as EJ has crashed in the chicane coming out of the tunnel. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of what happened here. Yep, EJ just locking up, going straight on into the barriers there, taking the front of his car off. Very unfortunate, but it does happen in Monaco. It's just how things go when you don't pay attention. You always have to, it's a track you always have to keep your composure at. And I'm pretty sure that's 2 safety cars. Obviously this is our first full safety car, however we did have a virtual safety car earlier in the race. Let's see if this changes anything. I don't see anyone going into the pits right now, and in fact I don't see much of the grid changing. In fact, it's just being brought closer together. Luca will have lost his lead, and that will in fact mean that his soft tyre is pretty much useless now, because he will have worn it out a fair amount, and his gap is going to be reduced to not a lot. So if he's going into the pits, I will not be surprised. He's not going into the pits, he's staying out. Do you know what, it's Monaco, he probably hasn't done much wear to that soft tyre anyway. That's the slow speed corners, so those tyres aren't going to be in too bad of shape. However, if he pushes a lot on that tyre, I reckon he'll have to pit much earlier on than the other two behind him. But that camera angle of the Monaco hairpin is quite beautiful. I've forgotten. Right. Is the track Monte Carlo? Or is the country Monte Carlo? Because so Monte Carlo is the city, but it's in Monaco. But the entire country is a city, basically, because it's that small. Okay, fair enough. Right, so Monaco is like... So Monte Carlo is the track. The entire area of the track is Monte Carlo, and Monaco's just a bit bigger. Because Monaco does also include a bit in the mountain range. Just a bit though. Because there's obviously the Monte Carlo Rally. However, However, that is obviously driving to Monte Carlo, not necessarily around it. But, you know, I just didn't. I didn't really know. It's always good to know these little facts because it makes things a bit more interesting. Oh, that Ferrari far back trying to see if it can catch up. We've got everyone going round the hairpin right now. In fact, the Alfa Romeo of Pablo catching up right now, and we've got the Ferrari way back just past turn 1. So I reckon this Ferrari will catch up, and we'll do one. Oh Jesus Christ, voice crack. Well, one lap round, and then that'll be that, and then we'll go in. Anyway, I have paid attention to a bit more of the front of the grid right now, so let's start on with Gabri. Let's keep on board with Gabri for a bit. I know it's still a safety car, but it's just... Fun fact, you might have seen it a few times going around the track on signs, but Monaco has been a racetrack since 1929. In fact, it is one of the oldest street circuits in the history of not just Formula 1, but racing. In fact, I don't think there is an older street circuit, and it is one of the oldest. I'll have a look for you. So, so the oldest, not the oldest street circuit in the world, however, the oldest motor racing circuit in the world is Brooklands Motor Racing Circuit in the United Kingdom. Yeah, it was built in 1907, and it was the first purpose-built motor racing circuit in the world. In fact, it was the inspiration for tracks such as Indianapolis and Monza. Fair enough. Oh, safety car in. Apologise for that. Googling what the hell is what. And we've got a race underway. Anyway, we've got Pablo's made up a position. Oh, we've got battling between the Aston Martin and the Alfa Romeo there. Lots of wheel banging. Let's see if this Alfa Romeo is going to make a move on the Aston Martin. It is. They're wheel to wheel going under the tunnel. The Ferrari just behind them. Into the chicane. Who's going to come out in front? It's the Aston Martin, but the Alfa Romeo, it's trying to slip up the inside. They're very close together there, almost squishing him into the wall. Oh Jesus, very close. Pablo being given a 3-second time penalty, probably for track limits there. You can see Pablo's quicker than Oscar through this. Oh, Pablo having a bit of an incident there, locking up, and the Ferrari going right into the back of him. Oh, Jesus Christ, Pablo, what was that? Honestly, I have not seen driving like that in a while. That was... there's a penalty coming his way, 100% for that incident, because he tried to throw it down the inside of a car when he had damaged himself, and honestly, he didn't even. There was never a gap in the process. There was never a gap. He went for a gap that was never there. He ended up pit manoeuvring the Ferrari into the wall. So I will not be surprised if he'll be getting a penalty for that. Leon's retired. Jesus Christ, Leon must have hit the wall there under the safety car. That is not what you want to do. Jesus Christ. We've got a lot of chaos here on this lap. We've had Ferrari get attacked. We've had Leon commit suicide. And the rest of the grid's into the pits pretty much. We've got Index in P2 and Aiden into P3 because of drivers into the pits. In fact, Blackberry's jumped Luca in the pits, I think, there. Onto the hard tyre. Will not be surprised if he's going to the end of the race on that tyre. And Luca, I think, also onto the medium tyre. And Domi still out, has not pit yet. I think it would have been smart to pit with such a tightly packed grid at the moment. Not many drivers. I think it would be, in fact, best to just stick at the back and wait, especially with so much slower drivers in front. Got just after one safety car ending, we have another. Not even halfway through the race yet, and already five DNFs. Wow, what chaos this race. It's been alright, not much racing, but we've had about as much racing as you can at Monaco, because it's not a track where racing really exists. This is the circuit of televised traffic. So, I hope you enjoy. Maybe we should add in some red lights. Make things a bit more interesting. Some traffic lights. Whew. Anyway, there's not much of a grid as there was at the start. We've got the last surviving members. Pablo. Let's see if we can get these penalties up. Let's see how many seconds we've got. Pablo winning our race right now of the most time penalties, 6 seconds. Still guaranteed points though, because the amount of crashes we've had. Let's get on board with Domi. See how they restart the safety car. Right. And he's away. He's properly jumped the entire grid. And Index is a long way behind. Let's get on board with Luca and see how they're going. We've got a bit of fighting at the back there, just behind him. However, I think Pablo's going to stay behind Gabri for now. We've got Joseph File just up front, who's overtaken Eweg on the safety car restart. On board with Oscar, we've got Blackberry Hall going right down the inside, and blocking Luca there, just round the hairpin, trying to overtake Blackberry. However, that wasn't going to happen. I think Luca's going to try and take advantage of this ghosting. Just drive straight through Oscar. Wow. Very interesting. Anyway, got Pablo now making a move on the Aston Martin. Pablo, lack of grip coming out that chicane. Few drivers just having to go around that corner sideways. And we've got Eweg in a much better position than we normally see him. Let's hope he can make the most of it. He's got two very fast drivers behind him, and Joseph File in front. However, Luca's going round the outside of Blackberry Hall, and what a move that was, might I add. Very good from him. However, I think Eweg's actually made up a bit of time on Joseph File here. Obviously, different tyre compounds will create much better opportunities, but Eweg's going to lose a position to Luca, and the chase has stopped for now. And God, Eweg's lost his front wing, braking just a little too late and going into the back of Luca. However, Blackberry's going to have to clear him if he wants to have a good race. However, he's still behind him. In fact, Blackberry losing a position to Pablo now, completely catching him while he was asleep. Pablo showing he means business clearly today. Jesus. Alright, this is a very aggressive driver, clearly. Flipping heck. Alright. I mean, I know there's going for an overtake and diving down the inside, as we so call it. However, what the hell was that? This is an interesting performance from a reserve driver. I've never seen anyone really drive like this before. It's as I've said already, quite aggressive. We've had two number 5s. In fact, this is the number 5 Alfa Romeo. We've had the number 5 Ferrari, which he killed earlier on in this race. And he's not catching Luca, I don't think. However, he's losing a bit of time to Blackberry right now, and I feel like Blackberry's about to come back with a vengeance here. And Eweg getting a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. That's interesting. That's going to affect his race significantly. That puts him pretty much in about P9 right now. Monaco is a track where time penalties are absolutely ruthless. So we've got Blackberry with care going round turn 1 on the gearbox of this Alfa Romeo, who's held him up quite significantly. However, Jesus, the Alfa Romeo giving him no space whatsoever, almost driving him into the wall there. In fact, there was a bit of contact between Blackberry and the wall. This Alfa Romeo is extremely aggressive. He needs to watch the way he's driving, otherwise he's honestly going to take someone out. He already has, to be fair. We've got yellow flags in the first sector. In fact, we've got a safety car. Joseph File has crashed. I've missed that. Very unfortunate for the driver there. Driver error really can catch you out here at Monaco, and it's seriously unfortunate when such a good driver like that goes into the wall, because that's properly ruined Joseph File's race. Domi gets a free pit stop here, and gonna be surprised if he can run away with this race. We've got Pablo into P1, and another 5-second time penalty for Eweg. No, Gabri getting a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Eweg under the safety car. That's definitely an odd sort of incident, because I didn't think there was much collision, especially under the safety car. It's hard to get severe collision. However, Pablo leads, and Blackberry, in fact, got ahead of Domi after those pit stops. That's a bit of Jesus Christ, I can't speak. That's a bit of a surprise. Luca's been knocked down the grid somehow. Has he pit as well? I think he's pit onto the medium tyre. He's going to have to pit again, because I'm fairly sure you've got to use the medium and the hard compounded tyres in a race. We've almost used all of our safety cars, and Jesus Christ, Pablo, GFRL, a rookie, to lead a few laps in his first ever race as well, after murdering the Ferrari of Ho and or CLZ, however you prefer it. After, you know, Jesus, I don't know what to say. It's bloody reserve drivers just causing a bit of mayhem today, throwing a spanner into the works of the current championship fight that's going on. And as of now, Blackberry does in fact hold onto his lead. In fact, he extends it by a fair bit. If the race was to end as it is, I think that puts us about 50% race distance, so we've still got a long way to go. God, it's not the V8, is it? But it'll do. Wish it was the V8. We need to have F1 games where we can do old Formula 1 seasons, and I know it's practically impossible because of sponsorship deals and stuff like that, because they technically no longer exist. However, you know, I just love a classic F1 game getting remastered. And by classic, I don't mean 1990s, I mean like 2012, which isn't really classic because it was about 10 years ago. Jesus, no, about 12 years ago. Welcome to 2024, guys, the year that makes you feel old. Jesus, the age I turn this year looks way too serious for the personality that I have. One more lap around this dreaded track, watching some televised traffic, and it should be a safety car in, and away we go. 20 laps remain here at Monaco. No threat of rain as it looks so far. However, there are clouds in the sky. I did just see off someone. Some slightly grey clouds to the left. You can't see out the tunnel. Maybe now. There we are. Some slightly grey clouds. So, you know, it is what it is. Beautiful view of the bay. Anyway, safety car will be in this lap. Pablo leads. Let's see how he restarts this. We've got Aiden at the back and Pablo at the front. Oh, Blackberry has... Hey, has he? What happened there? I must have missed that. Aiden has left. In fact, we've got a... Oh! Domi We've got Blackberry retiring. I definitely think that something has gone wrong. Something's definitely gone wrong. God. Lap 19 into the race. And stuff like this going on. As much as a restart would be favoured, I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. Do I have the say in this? 'Cause I think we'll be restarting and doing a 25% race. Anyway, it looks like Gabri is going to win the Monaco Grand Prix. I do apologise for the lack of commentary. However, we've got some problems. Oh. Anyway, Gabri into the wall. Let's exit this and I'm pretty sure we should be doing a restart. There we go. That'll do. Right. I'm just gonna pause the stream, guys. I'm sorry. 1 second. Virtual red flag. Welcome to the most chaotic race of GFRL. The race is over. It has been called off, unfortunately. However, all of the drivers seem to just be crying over everything, and no one can decide on an appropriate place to take the points from, because everyone wants what's fair to them and aren't caring what's actually fair. And yeah, anyway, once this is sorted out, I'll see if I can do post-race interviews. But yeah, I apologise for this mishap. It's absolute chaos. Right, okay, I apologise for keeping you for half an hour, and for those that did stay for half an hour, I doubt you did, because, just, there's no need to. I do apologise for all of this. There aren't going to be post-race interviews, I don't think, because I'm pretty sure everyone's just tired, and the grid has not been decided. So, honestly, we'll have to do them at a later date at some point, or maybe we'll do them at the start of next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed whatever that was. The first 18 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.